InfoSpot 411 YouTube channel. This is it, the late night show. I'll be welcoming everybody in here shortly. First, I'll just start off. I started this live broadcast off as late night networking. However, there's a lot more on the show here than just networking. So I decided to just make a slight change and call it the late night show. Welcome. Thank you. I was just saying I made a slight name change to the live broadcast here just to the late night show versus the late night networking. We're still going to be networking and, helping each other out with our channel for sure. But we do a lot more here with our topics and the games. We got the trivia games we got going on. So I decided just to keep it the late night show. And just so I get this out of the way, I don't forget, I want to give a quick shout out to Real Ralph and Miko Boo. They did the Rocky Movie Challenge, which was on my channel, just drinking a raw egg. They went ahead and did that on their channel. So as promised, I'm giving you guys a quick shout out here on my live broadcast. And I do have a email address now for my YouTube channel, specifically just for my YouTube channel. If you go on my YouTube homepage and you click on the, I believe it's the About tab at the end there, it'll have my email address, which is simply infospot411 at yahoo.com. So it's infospot411 at yahoo.com. So I'll just make record of this. Anyone watching it, if you have any questions or a suggestion for future broadcasts, anything like that, you can get a hold of me right there in my email. Oh, welcome, Nate Dogg. Hello. I'm just killing a little bit of time here, and we'll get started with the game. I'm going to give some more people a chance to get in on here. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, what we'll have on tap for tonight, I even printed it up, is a new game called Elimination. As you could see, I have to get a lot of questions to do this game. And then I'll explain the game here to everybody. We'll give some more people a chance to come in the broadcast. After the game, I got my big topic for tonight. I got here, Ghost of Gettysburg. So not only am I going to give you guys some really interesting information about the Gettysburg National Park, where the battlefield is from the Civil War, and all this information about ghosts there, I'm going to drop some real good video clips. It's the most haunted place in America, and that's on the standard of the reported ghost stories. I got one clip where a guy was driving, and he filmed some soldiers marching, and they were ghosts. They were not reenactors. But anyway, we'll get into that after the trivia game here. I'm going to wait a little bit for everybody to come on in. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear about that, Nate Dogg. You're going to encounter a lot of people. Well, thank you for coming. You're going to encounter a lot of people in life that are not going to be nice. So, you just don't worry about bad people and bad things, and you just move on, move forward. As you get older, it's going to go, it's going to happen. Topics here. Okay, let me see. Oh, after we do the elimination game tonight and the Ghost of Gettysburg, I have on here some fun topics. Bad TV shows. Oh, here's a topic, and I'm going to tell you a true story that happened to me and something we could talk about. Misleading advertising. That's going to be a fun topic. And then I saw this in the news, and I heard about it on YouTube, so I looked it up and saw it in the news, and I was going to talk about it, is the WWE ratings problem. That's the World Wrestling Entertainment. I have a few thoughts on it, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Another fun topic. Oh, home repair scammers. The home repair scammers. That's going to be another fun topic we'll have. I was asked about doing some story time. So I got here is another fun topic, a few interesting stories I was going to share tonight. And oh yes, a few news stories here. I'm going to talk about a new world record for the most money ever paid for a video game. It's a video game that set a new world record at $114,000 at an auction. What else I got going on? Okay. Father and son find a World War II bomb. That'd be a fun story. And then I have another one here on tap. There's a big warning about going to Mexico. The murders have really gone up, and especially women being kidnapped. And I got this from the ABC News website. That's something to talk about. And then once we're done with all of that, as well, throughout the show, we'll get into some general conversation. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes here, everybody, to give some more people a chance to come on in, and we'll start the trivia game. What I'll do now is I'll explain it. The new game's going to be called Elimination. It's going to be a total different, well, not totally different, but it's going to be a much different format than the Guess What, Guess Who trivia or like riddles, like the Ange TV show does. This is not going to be about who could put the answer in first. It's going to be more about you getting the correct answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a question, and it's either going to be a true and false question or a multiple choice. And once I read the question, you'll have 8 seconds to answer it. Now, it won't take you more than 2 seconds. If it's a true and false question, all you have to do is type in T for true or F for false. And if it's a multiple choice question, you don't have to type out the whole answer. All you have to do is type in A, B, C, or D. So like I'll say this is a true or false question, and I'll read a statement, and then all you have to do is type in T for true or F for false. That easy. For multiple choice, I'll let you know it's a multiple choice question. I'm going to read the question, and it'll be something like, let's say, is George Washington's great white horse white? And if that's a true or false, you just put T for true. Now, the multiple choice is simple. I just read the question, and I'll give you got a 1 out of 4 possibility, and I'll read A, B, C, D, or E. And I'm sorry, not E, A, B, C, or D, okay? Once I read A, B, C, D, the 4 answers to pick from, then I'm going to start the 8-second countdown, and I'm going to get the little stop emoji. Once I put the stop emoji in, if you don't get an answer in time, then you're out for the round. If you put in the wrong answer, then you're out for the round. So what I'm going to do is the last 2 people left in each round will be winners, and they'll go in the trivia, the shout out video for trivia winners. So it's that simple. Let me just bring up this emoji, and I'll go over it here one more time real quick, and we'll get into it. I thought I was oh yeah, here it is. All right, let me just punch this in. Okay, when you see that little stop sign emoji, that'll mean time's up. But what I'm going to do, let's say I read a multiple choice question. I'll read the question. I'll go, here's answer A, B, C, or D. So you pick one of the 4, and then I'm going to start. Oh, hey, Poppy Show. I'm just explaining the game here we're about to play. It's going to be called Elimination. It's a little different trivia game. Thank you for coming, Poppy Show. So if you see in the chat window that little hand and the red stop sign, when that goes up, that means time's out. You're eliminated if you don't get your answer in. And if it's the wrong answer, you'll be eliminated. But no worries. We'll probably have 6 or 8 rounds. So if you don't do well the first couple rounds here in the trivia, you could bounce back real easily. And I got the questions in a number of topics, from sports, movies, music, geography, astronomy, all kinds of stuff. So it's fair to everybody. And that's the idea of the game, is not to be eliminated. So the last 2 people left, I'm going to take 2 winners per round. So again, I'll go over this one more time real quick, and we'll get rolling here with the elimination. So all the questions, again, just I know Poppy Show just showed up. We're going to be playing the elimination game. It's a trivia game. No, it's not going to be hard at all. Nate Dogg, have a little confidence in yourself. It's not going to be hard at all. How this is going to go, I'm going to read a true or false question or a multiple choice question. So on true and false, you got a 50-50 shot of getting the answer correct. And multiple choice, you got a 1 out of 4 chance. So if I say, okay, I'm going to say this is a true and false question. I'm going to read the statement. So you either put in T for true or F for false. And then after 5 seconds, I'm going to say 3-second warning. And then the stop sign emoji will go in here just like that after 8 seconds. So you get your answer in T or F for if it's a true or false. And same thing with multiple choice. Once I get done reading A, B, C, and D, after D, I'm going to give 8 seconds. And then after 5 seconds, I'll say 3-second warning, and I'll put in that stop sign emoji. And you don't have to type in the whole answer. You just type in A if you feel it's A, or B if you feel it's B, or C or D. That easy. So don't get discouraged. Like I say, most of these questions are easy. There's a few questions that nobody's going to know, and all you do is just guess on it. But like I say, true and false, it's a 50-50 shot, and the multiple choice would be a 1 out of 4 shot. Oh, thank you, Poppy Show. I appreciate that. Let me get this here. I'm going to get a drink of my Snapple, and we'll get started here in a second with the trivia game elimination. So if you are one of the last 2 people left in the round, you become a trivia winner, and I'll put you in the shout out video for trivia winner. And if you don't win on trivia, just stick and stay. I will do an honorable mention roll call, and I'll get you in the shout out video. And then, like I say, the big topic for tonight after the trivia game is the Ghost of Gettysburg. I'm going to tell you guys some really interesting stories about the Gettysburg National Park and all these ghost stories, as well as I'm going to drop some videos here for you guys to see. Okay, let me flip this over. We'll get started here. I'm going to move I got it 1 second. I'm just moving stuff around so I know where to put everything. Okay. All right, let me get my first thing of questions up here. So, like I'm saying, I'm going to tell you first multiple choice or true and false. And then I'm going to read the question or the statement. And then if it's true or false, once I'm done reading it, you get 8 seconds to put in T for true or F for false. Now, multiple choice, I'll read the question along with the 4 possible answers, A, B, C, or D. And then once I read D, you get 8 seconds to answer, and all you have to do is type in A, B, C, or D, or T and F for true and false. Everybody ready? I surely hope so. All right, let's have some fun here. Okay, here we go. This is going to be elimination. I'm going to start out the first question here. And I'm going to keep going. Each round will go till we have 2 winners left in it. And then once I have 2 winners, we move on to the next round. Oh, one other quick rule with this. Let's say there's 3 people left, and I ask a question, and all 3 get it wrong. That'll be called a push. I just move on to another question until we can get at least 1 winner. So some rounds might have 1 winner. Some will have 2 winners. So there's no problem. You'll get in the shout out video. Just stick and stay. Let's have some fun. Okay, here we go. The game is elimination. I'm going to start off with the first question. This is a multiple choice question. So when I get done reading the question, I'm going to go, read you the possible answers, A, B, C, or D. And you just type in A, B, C, or D. And then what I'm going to do my countdown, and I'll say 3-second warning. So if you don't know it, just take a guess. Okay, here we go. First question. All right. This is multiple choice. If you bungle raising your children, I don't think whatever else you do in life matters very much. What U.S. presidential lady said this quote? A. Laura Bush. B. Michelle Obama. C. Jacqueline Kennedy. Or D. Eleanor Roosevelt. 8 seconds on the countdown. Guess A, B, C, or D. 3-second warning. Any guesses? And any more guesses? Boom. Oh, we got to move on to the next question here. If you don't know it, just take a guess. Take a stab at it. The correct answer was Jacqueline Kennedy. The correct answer was Jacqueline Kennedy. So we'll move on to the second question next round. No one got that. Jacqueline Kennedy had the famous quote, if you bungle raising your children, I don't think whatever else you do in life matters very much. That was a quote from Jacqueline Kennedy. All right. Okay, this question, here you go. This is going to be a true or false question. So I'm going to read it and then give you an 8-second countdown. You just got to type in T or F for the true or false. Oh, okay, Micrum. Well, if you're able to, all you have to do, Micrum, by the way, you just type in T or F for true and false. And then or if it's a multiple choice, you just type in A, B, C, or D. So, and I'm going to tell you before each question, this is true or false or multiple choice. Okay, the true and false question. This is question number 2. All you have to do is type in T for true or F for false. I often wash my car in the driveway in the summer. True or false? Just take a guess. Some of these questions you might not know. Oh boy, this is getting rough tonight. Oh, oops, I have to, boom. Actually, the answer is false. I will have some questions like these where no one's going to know the answer. You take a guess. I do that to eliminate some people, but most of them are going to be good general questions you should be able to get here. I mostly wash my car through the drive-through car wash. If I wash my car once a month in the driveway, that's most of it. I'm a little bit lazy on that aspect. I'm usually hitting the Jack's car wash. Okay, here we go. Multiple choice question. All right, everybody's in. Okay, so all you have to do once I'm done reading this is type in A, B, C, or D. Here's the question. You guys should get this. Where does the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom live? A, Tower of London. B, 10th Downing Street. C, Buckingham Palace. Or D, 12th Downing Street. Anybody? Just take a guess. Okay. All right, 3-second warning. If you haven't got an answer in, take a guess, stab at it. And, oops, bam. Okay, the correct answer is B, 10th Downing Street. So I'm going to put 2 winners up here on the board. No one else came in, so they're eliminated as far as taking a guess. I got Nate Dogg and Poppy Show got that right. Yes, 10th Downing Street is where the Prime Minister stays. I'm going to make a note here for the winners. Nate Dogg. All right. And Poppy Show. And again, just like my previous trivia game, if you get an answer correct, you're going to be in my shout out video. I will drop that tomorrow afternoon. And if you get a second, third answer right, I'm going to grab one of your videos and put it in my community center playlist, up to 2 videos. So, you know, stay in the game here. Just because you win once, there's still some stuff here at stake you can win. All right, let me grab my next sheet of questions. Okay. All right. Where we go. Okay. This one you should get if you watch the previous broadcast of mine. If not, take a guess. It's true or false. One of my favorite movies from the 1980s is Colors. True or false? One of my favorite movies from the 1980s is Colors. Is that true or false? Oh. 3-second warning if you haven't got an answer and get it in. And pow. The answer is true. It is true. One of my favorite movies from the 1980s is Colors with Robert Duvall and Sean Penn, and Ice-T did the song for it. I asked that question in a different format in one of my previous videos. The answer was true. So nobody got it right. We're gonna move on here. We're still in the second round. Okay, here we go. Another true or false question. Bruce Lee was asked to be in a James Bond movie months before he passed away. True or false? Bruce Lee was asked to be in a James Bond movie months before he passed away. True or false? Three-second warning. Get your answers in. The answer is false. The answer is false. Bruce Lee and his agent were approached for quite a few different movie projects just before he passed away. He did Enter the Dragon with Warner Brothers, but he was never asked to be in a James Bond movie. He was in the TV show The Green Hornet years ago when he was young. It was a black and white TV show. He did play in The Green Hornet. So we have a winner. Oh, Nate Dogg. We'll move on next round. You got to get the answer in before the stop sign gets up. So everybody's still in it here. Nobody got that right. Well, Nate Dogg got it right, but it was after I put in the stop emoji. Okay, here we go. Next up. Okay, this is a multiple choice question. All right. The classic arcade game Pong was manufactured by what company? A, Atari, B, Intellivision, C, Microsoft, D, Nintendo. I'll read this one more time slowly. The classic arcade game Pong was manufactured by what company? A, Atari, B, Intellivision, C, Microsoft, or D, Nintendo. You just have to guess A, B, C, or D. I'm going to start the 8-second countdown right now. Three-second warning. And pow. Okay, the correct answer is A, Atari. So Nate Dogg and Poppy Show. Only two guessing right now. You got a video going in the community center. You got that right. Okay, we got 5 people I see here on the chat. So we're going to start a fresh round here. Take a guess. Next up, true or false? This is a true or false question. Just type in T for true, F for false. That easy. Let me get my emoji ready. Okay, here we go. Dwight Yoakam is an actor and a country music singer. True or false? Dwight Yoakam is an actor and a country music singer. True or false? Wow, okay. 3-second warning. Oh, the answer is true. The answer is true. Dwight Yoakam started out in the 1980s, like the late 80s, early 90s, as a country music singer. He was in the movie, if you remember, Crank, where that guy had to keep his heart going from dying. He was poisoned. Dwight Yoakam played that crazy doctor, that, well, I don't say crazy, but that weird doctor that Jason Statham went to see and get that IV from, and he was on the plane. That was Dwight Yoakam. Dwight Yoakam was also in the movie, this goes back some years, but if anyone's seen that movie Sling Blade, he played that really abusive boyfriend of the lady. But yeah, Dwight Yoakam started out as a country music singer, and he was also an actor. All right, next up. Okay, here we go. All right, another true or false question. Timothy Dalton was in 3 James Bond movies. True or false? Timothy Dalton was in 3 James Bond movies. He was in 3 James Bond movies. Timothy Dalton. True or false? Okay, 3-second warning. Boom. The answer is false. Timothy Dalton was in 2. Timothy Dalton was in 2 James Bond movies. He was in License to Kill and The Living Daylights. What happened with Timothy Dalton when the second movie, License to Kill, came out, which was one of my favorites, but it did not do well in the theaters. And then what happened was Pierce Brosnan got the role of James Bond, and it was a wrap. Once Pierce Brosnan did that movie GoldenEye, he did, I believe it was 5 movies, Pierce Brosnan, and he really did a great job with that role of James Bond. Okay, here we go. Multiple choice. Another James Bond question. You should get this. Halle Berry was in this James Bond movie. A, The Spy Who Loved Me. B, Never Say Never Again. C, Die Another Day. Or D, Skyfall. Halle Berry was in this James Bond movie. A, The Spy Who Loved Me. B, Never Say Never Again. C, Die Another Day. Or D, Skyfall. This wasn't too long ago, this movie that Halle Berry was in. She was in the James Bond movie. Okay. 3-second warning. If you're not sure, get an answer in A, B, C, or D. Boom. Okay, the correct answer is C, Die Another Day. I believe it was 2002 that movie came out. Really, I liked it a lot. The special effects were really good in that movie, Die Another Day. And Halle looked gorgeous as always. Okay, here we go again. Get ready. Grace Jones was in this James Bond movie. Grace Jones was in this James Bond movie. A, For Your Eyes Only. B, A View to a Kill. C, GoldenEye. Or D, Octopussy. Grace Jones was in this James Bond movie. A, For Your Eyes Only. B, A View to a Kill. C, GoldenEye. Or D, Octopussy. Anyone know what James Bond movie Grace Jones was in? 3-second warning. Wow. Oh, you know what? A Poppy Show. I'll give that to you. You got it in just as I hit that stop sign emoji. Let me check off another one here for Poppy Show. That is correct. It is B, A View to a Kill. She played the villain in that movie, and that was Roger Moore's last movie. She had the real infamous scene. She was on that Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, and she jumps off the tower and the parachute opens up. But yeah, she did a really great job with that role in A View to a Kill. Okay, I got one more James Bond question here. This is a true or false question. Roger Moore, who played James Bond, was also in the comedy movie The Cannonball Run. True or false? Roger Moore, who played James Bond, was also in the comedy movie The Cannonball Run. True or false? If you don't know, you can just take a guess. It don't hurt nothing. I think this is my last James Bond question. All right, I'll just go ahead and give it here. Oh, let me get my stop sign emoji. All right, 3-second warning. 3, 2, 1. The answer is, I'll give it to you, Nate Dogg 2. Nate Dogg Poppy Show. You both got it. You're both alive. Well, I only got 4 people are in, but 2 guessing. Yes, the answer is true. Cannonball Run was a funny comedy, and it had an all-star cast. Jackie Chan was in that movie. He was really young at the time. Burt Reynolds was the main star. Oh, Donut Toys and Games, thank you for coming. Okay, guys. Well, I got Nate Dogg and Poppy Show here. You're both going to get a couple videos in my Community Center playlist, and I'm going to put you in the Trivia Winner shout-out. Donut Toys and Games, real quick, we're doing a new game called Elimination. And this game is real simple. I'm going to read a true or false question or a multiple choice. So all you have to do is for true and false, type in T or F. And for multiple choice is a 1 out of 4 shot. You type in A, B, C, or D. Once I get done with the question, I give everybody 8 seconds, and I'll say 3-second warning. So if you don't know it, just take a guess. If you get the wrong answer, you're eliminated. If you don't get it in time, you can get eliminated as well. Okay, here we go. This one's going to be a fair question because nobody's going to know this, so just take a wild guess your hunch. True or false? I used to have a Chevy Corvette. True or false? I used to have a Chevy Corvette. Three-second warning. 3, 2. Boom. Oh, the answer is false. The answer is false. My uncle had a Chevy Corvette. My uncle had a Corvette, but and they're really nice sports car, but I've never owned a Chevy Corvette, although my uncle had one. Okay, next up is another true or false question. All right. So here we go. Mr. T used to be a bouncer before becoming a famous actor. Oh, okay, the Corvette Kingdom guy. All right. All right, let me read this one more time. This is true or false. Just type in T for true or F for false. Mr. T used to be a bouncer before becoming a famous actor. Mr. T used to be a bouncer before becoming a famous actor. True or false? Mr. T used to be a bouncer before becoming a famous actor. Okay. 3-second warning. Boom. The answer is true. The answer is true. Before Mr. T got his role in the Rocky movie in the A-Team and became famous in Hollywood, and he was in that WrestleMania, the very first one with Hulk Hogan there, and he was just, I mean, that guy was really built. He was actually a bouncer before he became a celebrity. Yep, Mr. T used to be a bouncer before then. Okay, multiple choice question. Here we go. Wait, we have one winner. Donut Toys and Games got it. Let me just jot this down. You'll be in the Trivia Winner shout out video here, Donut Toys and Games. Thank you for coming. Okay, here we go. You guys should get this. This is a multiple choice question, okay? Let me get my stop sign emoji ready. All right, here we go. Which one of these guys was not a real life gangster? Which one of these guys was not a real life gangster? A, Al Capone. B, John Gotti. C, Frank Nitti. D, Tony Montana. Which one of these guys was not a real-life gangster? A. Al Capone, B. John Gotti, C. Frank Nitti, D. Tony Montana. Which one of those which one of those names that I read were not a real-life gangster? Okay. 3-second warning. If you don't know, get your answer in. Oh, thank you for coming, Novak. All right, here we go. The answer is we've got, oh, wow, all three got it correct. Yeah, Tony Montana. As you probably know, he was the character name that Al Pacino had in the famous movie Scarface. Tony Montana was not a real-life gangster. Frank Nitti worked for Al Capone as a gangster. And then I'm sure you guys all know John Gotti, who got in trouble in the early 90s. He was in with the mafia at the time. I'm just moving my light here 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. I got someone text me. Give me 1 second here. Let me get my next question up here ready. You guys all got that right. Got a coworker was texting me. Okay, next question will be another multiple choice. All right, this will be a multiple choice question. The Falkland Islands are part of what? The Falkland Islands are part of what? A, Brazil. B, United Kingdom. C, America. Or D, Argentina. The Falkland Islands are part of what? A, Brazil. B, United Kingdom. C, America. Or D, Argentina. The Falkland Islands are part of what? A, Brazil. B, United Kingdom. C, America. Or D, Argentina. 3-second warning. Boom. Okay, nobody got that. The correct answer is United Kingdom. Falkland Islands are right off the southern tip of Argentina. And, oh, yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, it was B, United Kingdom. Oh, okay, now the answers come in. Okay, yep. I might have a slight delay, so maybe I'll give a few more seconds because sometimes I notice that what I say on the chat and what comes in the chat window, sometimes there'll be a delay. So I'm going to give some more time. I just, thought about that because I see two answers coming for B, United Kingdom. They're both correct. Okay. This is true or false question. Here we go. Prodigy was a dial-up internet service in the 1990s. True or false? Prodigy was a dial-up internet service in the 1990s. True or false? I'll read it one more time here, real slow. Prodigy was a dial-up internet service in the 1990s. True or false? Three-second warning. Get your answer in. Boom. Oh, nobody got that. That is true. In the mid-1990s, oh, okay, maybe it might be a delay. Poppy Show, I see yours came in T for true. Yes. In the 1990s, I think it was around the mid-90s when Windows 95 first came out, the two big internet services to pick from at that time, as far as the big ones, was either Prodigy or American Online. Those were the two big dial-up internet services kind of in the mid to later 90s. And then they started coming out with a lot of these free ones like Net Zero and Juno, and there were some other ones. But then when high speed came around in 99, it just and was getting available to everybody, all that died on the vine. Nobody wanted dial-up. It was just worthless. Okay, moving on. This is a true or false question. This will be just take your best shot, your best guess. All right. I used to work as a bartender when I was in college. True or false? Go off your hunch. I used to work as a bartender when I was in college. True or false? Three-second warning. Boom. Oh, well, we have what's called a push. The answer is false. The answer is actually false. Now, I do some drink reviews on my YouTube channel, and I love a good mixed drink. Most mixed drinks. I didn't care for that Sex on the Beach drink. That was just, any rate, no, I never, I did a few different jobs when I was younger in college, but unfortunately I was never a bartender. I was actually never a bartender. But any rate, that's just a guess. Okay, here we go. Moving on. Next question, multiple choice. Kevin Bacon was in this horror movie. Kevin Bacon was in this horror movie. A, Halloween. B, Scream. C, Friday the 13th. And D, Nightmare on Elm Street. Kevin Bacon was in this horror movie. A, Halloween. B, Scream. C, Friday the 13th. Or D, Nightmare on Elm Street. What classic horror movie was Kevin Bacon in? I'll read the answers one more time. A, Halloween. B, Scream. C, Friday the 13th. Or D, Nightmare on Elm Street. Three-second warning. No guesses? Oh, okay. Poppy Show got one in. Close, Poppy Show. The correct answer was Friday the 13th. The correct answer was Friday the 13th. Kevin Bacon was not in the original Halloween movie. He was in the original Friday the 13th movie. He got killed. He was the character who got killed sleeping in his bed, and Jason came up underneath with like this big spear and went pow and killed him. But yeah, Kevin Bacon was in the original Friday the 13th movie. Okay, here we go. True or false? The name of Mary J. Blige's first record is What's the 411? True or false? The name of Mary J. Blige's first record / CD is What's the 411? True or false? Three-second warning. Boom. The correct answer. Oh, okay. There might be a slight delay because you guys came in right after I put the stop sign up. So that leaves Poppy Show and Nate Dogg left in this round. The correct answer is true. What's the 411? And a quick info about this is my YouTube channel is InfoSpot 411. 411 actually was the old payphone number back in the 80s and 90s when you wanted to get information. If you needed to get somebody's phone number, you dial 411 and they had an operator pick up the phone, and that was information. And that's what Mary J. Blige's record title meant. What's the information? What's going on? What's the 411? But that's the name of Mary J. Blige's first CD / record. And that is true. What's the 411? Okay, here we go. Another true or false question. The state of California has the longest coastline. True or false? And I got Poppy Show and Nate Dogg left in for this round here. Well, actually, you guys won. I got you maxed out for 2, so everybody can guess here on this one. The state of California has the longest coastline. True or false? Three-second warning. Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay, the correct answer is false. Alaska, the state of Alaska has the longest coastline. It's around 6,640 miles coastline in the state of Alaska, and California is just shy of 900 miles of coastline. The state of Alaska has the longest coastline. California is, I believe, the second. Okay, let me turn this around. Okay, here we go. Who got that right? That was Poppy Show. Okay. Good job, Poppy Show. You got that answer in right away. Next question. Okay, this is you guys should get this. Multiple choice. What song wasn't by Michael Jackson? Okay, what song is not by Michael Jackson? Not by Michael Jackson. A, Bad. B, Controversy. C, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. D, Human Nature. What song wasn't by Michael Jackson? A, Bad. B, Controversy. C, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Or D, Human Nature. Three-second warning. Get your answers in. Boom. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All 3 got it right. Yeah. The song that wasn't by Michael Jackson is B, Controversy. That was a song by Prince and is also titled on his record as well. Really great song, by the way, by Prince. I like that song, Controversy. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go. True or false question. The capital city of New Mexico is Albuquerque. True or false? The capital city of New Mexico is Albuquerque. True or false? Three-second warning. Get your answers in. Boom. Okay, Poppy Show and Doing It Toys and Games. You're in it. I got you here. Nate Dogg was a little behind. I already got you guys all in as winners. So, any rate, yes, the correct answer is false. Santa Fe is the capital city of New Mexico. Although I believe Albuquerque is a much bigger city. Any rate, yeah, the correct answer is false. It's Santa Fe is the capital city of New Mexico. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Let me get some more questions in here. Hold on here, get my sheet. All right, here we go. Multiple choice question. All right. Who is the first African-American woman to be crowned Miss America? Multiple choice. Who is the first African-American to be crowned Miss America? A, Tyra Banks. C, Lisa Bonet. C, Naomi Campbell. D, Vanessa Williams. Oh, thank you, Poppy Show. I appreciate that. Okay, I'll read this one more time. Who is the first African American woman to be crowned Miss America? A. Tyra Banks. B. Lisa Bonet. C. Naomi Campbell. D. Vanessa Williams. 3-second warning. Get your answers in. Wow. Okay. The correct answer is you guys did awesome. It was Vanessa Williams. Vanessa Williams, and she went on to be a terrific R&B singer. It was kind of BS. What happened was Vanessa Williams, when she got crowned, she had some nude photos. I guess it was Penthouse or Playboy magazine. Somebody turned these photos over to Penthouse or Playboy magazine, and they were going to publish it. And the Miss America pageant really didn't like it because it was going to look bad, and they took away the pageant from her. But at any rate, she went on to be very successful. Yes, you are, Nate Dogg. Yes, you are. You're doing great. And we'll get into Ghost of Gettysburg here in a little bit. We'll do a little more trivia. Okay, another multiple choice question. Okay, everybody. Which of these planets in our solar system is not a gas planet? So, which of these planets, I'm going to read 4 of them, multiple choice. Which planet is not a gas planet? A, Neptune. B, Venus. C, Jupiter. D, Saturn. Which planet is not a gas planet? It's got a solid surface. One of these planets has a solid surface. It's not a gas planet. A, Neptune. B, Venus. C, Jupiter. Or D, Saturn. Three-second warning. Get your answers in. Okay. Nate Dogg and Donut and Toys, you did get that correct. The correct answer is Venus. Venus is a solid planet. Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn are gas planets. Venus was the correct answer. That's got a solid surface. It's not a gas planet. Okay, here's another one. This is true or false. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006. True or false? Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006. True or false? Thank you for coming, Victoria. 3-second warning. True or false? Get your answers in. Boom. Okay. Yes, you guys did well with that. The answer is true. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006. They have a thing called if I'm pronouncing it correctly, the Kuiper Belt. That's on the outer edge of our solar system where our planets are. And they found out there was a lot of moons and other small planets. I don't say planets, but other things in the Kuiper Belt that were almost the size of Jupiter. So all these scientists got together in the association. They say Pluto can't be an official planet, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, they reclassified Pluto as a dwarf planet, not an official planet. Go figure. When I grew up as a kid, Pluto was considered a planet. Whatever. Okay, next up. Let's see what we got on tap here. Okay, here we go. This is multiple choice. What actor was known for the famous line, "Make my day"? What actor is known for the famous line, "Make my day"? A, Arnold Schwarzenegger, B, Chuck Norris, C, Sean Connery, or D, Clint Eastwood? Victoria, you don't type in that answer. You type in A, B, C, or D. But you weren't here when I read the rules. So when I do multiple choice or true or false, you just type in T or F for true or false. And with multiple choice, just type in A, B, C, or D. Okay, 3-second warning. Everybody get your answers in. Boom. Okay. I'll put you in here, Victoria. I'm going to put you in the trivia winners thing. You got that right along. I already got Poppy Show and Nate Dogg in here. Oh, welcome. Lady OS TV, welcome. Okay. Who do I? Oh, okay. Let me just write a note down here and I'll get right back to the trivia. All righty. Okay. Yes, the correct answer is D, Clint Eastwood. The correct answer is D, Clint Eastwood. I believe it was that movie Sudden Impact where the guys are robbing that little cafe and then the clerk put all that sugar in his coffee to signal her something was wrong. And he gets outside with his newspaper and he takes a sip of the coffee and he spits it out and throws the cup. When we look back, he saw the place was getting robbed. And that's when he came in and pulled out his gun and had the famous line, "Make my day." Okay, moving on. Here we go. This might be a little difficult. In the show, multiple choice question. In the show, Dukes of Hazzard, Sheriff Roscoe's dog, Flash, is what breed of dog? In the show, the Dukes of Hazzard, Sheriff Roscoe's dog, Flash, is what breed of dog? A beagle, B, basset hound, C, bloodhound, or D, bulldog? In the show Dukes of Hazzard, Sheriff Roscoe's dog Flash is what breed of dog? A beagle, B, basset hound, C, bloodhound, or D, bulldog? All right, time's ticking. Get an answer or a guess in here. 3-second warning. Oh, Sarah, you just joined. I'll fill you in here in a second. We're doing a trivia game called Elimination. Okay, nobody got that, so we'll just move on to the next question. The correct answer is B, a basset hound. In that show Dukes of Hazzard, the sheriff guy, Roscoe, had a pet dog that was in the car with him, gosh, for 3 or 4 seasons, and his dog's name was Flash. It was a little basset hound with the big ears that came down. They looked similar to a beagle. Okay, Sarah, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be reading a question, and I'll let you know true or false or multiple choice. All you have to do is type in A, B, C, or D for the multiple choice, what you feel the answer is. And with the true and false, just type in T for true or F for false. Too easy. And welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Next up. You're just probably going to have to guess on this one. Pepperoni is my favorite topping on pizza. My second favorite topping on pizza is mushrooms. True or false? Pepperoni is my favorite topping on pizza. My second favorite topping is mushrooms. True or false? I'll just go ahead and give this here. The answer is false. Bacon is my favorite topping. I put some of these questions in, by the way, that no one knows, and all you can do is guess. Like if I wasn't sure, if I have, let's say, 12 people in here playing the game, and to keep it moving along and eliminate people, that's why I put in some of these questions that all you can do is guess on. But we got 6 people here, so Any rate, we'll get some more questions in and we'll move on to some fun stuff here. We'll do the Ghost of Gettysburg. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, Poppy Show and Nate Dogg got that right. Good job, guys. I got you in the trivia winner video. Yep. Bacon is my second favorite topping. Okay, here we go. The word, this is multiple choice, okay? The word turkey is used in what sport? The word turkey is used in what sport? A, racquetball. B, table tennis. C, bowling. Or D, golf. The word turkey is used in what sport? A, racquetball. B, table tennis. C, bowling. Or D, golf. Well, 3-second warning. Boom. Oh, okay. Yep. Poppy Show, Nate Dogg, you both got that right. You know, there's only we have 6 people here, so I won't have to do this stop sign thing. I'll just, I'll go ahead. Yeah, the correct answer is bowling. I'm sure you know, when you get 3 strikes in bowling, they refer to that, they use the term turkey. And when you get 4 strikes in a row in bowling, the term they'll use is 4-bagger. You got a 4-bag, you got a turkey or a 4-bagger. 2 strikes, they'll refer to that as a double in the sport of bowling. I'm a bowler, so. Okay, next question. Here we go. Multiple choice. In World War II, Germany's 2 major allies were Japan and this country. A, Turkey. B, Italy. C, China. D, Greece. In World War II, Germany's 2 major allies were Japan and this country. A, Turkey. B, Italy. C, China. Or D, Greece. I'll give it a few more seconds here. I'll read it one more time. What the hey? In World War II, Germany's 2 major allies were Japan and this country. A, Turkey. B, Italy. C, China. Or D, Greece. All right, three more seconds, then I'm gonna call it a stop on this question here. Okay, here we go. We got Poppy Show and Nate Dogg got their answers in, and they're both correct. Italy. Italy and Japan were the 2, and I use the term major allies because I believe it was Romania or Hungary. I think it was Romania. They ended up becoming allies with Germany, as well as Spain was too. Spain had a fascist dictator, so they tried to say they were neutral, but they weren't. And then depending what scholar you talk to, Switzerland was an ally. Switzerland tried to pretend that they were a neutral country, and that's a bunch of BS. Oh, thank you for coming, Nature Beauty. Switzerland hid all the gold that the Nazis stole, along with money and everything else. So, any rate, but yeah, Italy and Japan were the 2 big major allies of Germany during World War II. Okay. Next question, multiple choice. And Nature Beauty, when I ask the question, just type in A, B, C, or D on multiple choice. And if I do a true and false, just type in T or F. Okay. This U.S. Coast Guard is part of, I'm sorry. Let me read this again. I'm sorry. Not this. The United States Coast Guard is part of what? A, Department of Defense. B, Department of Transportation. C, Department of Homeland Security. D, Department of Justice. The United States Coast Guard is part of what? A, Department of Defense. B, Department of Transportation. C, Department of Homeland Security. Or D, Department of Justice. Okay, I'll give a few more seconds here, and then I'll call it time's up. Any guesses? If you have a guess on the multiple choice. Okay, I'll give it about 3 more seconds here. I'll get a sip of my Snapple, then I'll read the answer. Okay, time is up. The correct answer is Poppy Show got it before I called time's up. The correct answer is C. It's under the Department of Homeland Security. However, the United States Coast Guard used to be under Department of Transportation, but after September 11th and when that Homeland Security Act came out, the Patriot Act and Homeland Security Bill, they changed the United States Coast Guard and they fell under Department of Homeland Security. All right, we'll do a few more questions, then we'll get into the Ghost of Gettysburg. Let me get my next sheet of questions here. All right, here we go. In the movie Beverly Hills Cop, what city was Eddie Murphy a cop from? A, Detroit, B, Chicago, C, Beverly Hills, or D, Philadelphia? In the movie Beverly Hills Cop, what city was Eddie Murphy a cop from? A, Detroit, B, Chicago, C, Beverly Hills, or D, Philadelphia? All right, I'm going to give a few more seconds here. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is A, Detroit, my home city. Eddie Murphy was actually a Detroit police officer in the movie. If you remember, and what happened was Eddie Murphy got a phone call from his friend who lived out in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills. And when he went to go see his friend, that's when he got knocked over the head and that drug dealer killed his friend. So he stuck around in Beverly Hills to find out who killed his friend. But he was actually a police officer from Detroit, Michigan in the movie Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, that was a little tricky question. If you haven't watched that movie or remember it, yeah, it could get you. Okay, multiple choice. Next question. Here we go. Tom Hanks was not in this movie. Okay, multiple choice. So you have to guess what movie Tom Hanks was not in. Or just put the answer if you know it. A, Castaway. B, The Terminal. C, The Fugitive. D, Road to Perdition. Tom Hanks was not in this movie. A, Castaway. B, The Terminal. C, The Fugitive. Or D, Road to Perdition. All right, I'll give a few more seconds here. Okay, I'm calling time's up. I'm calling time's up. I see Donut Toys and Games is the last one. The correct answer is The Fugitive. The Fugitive was a movie that starred Harrison Ford. The correct answer, the movie that Tom Hanks was not in, was The Fugitive. That was Harrison Ford. Tom Hanks was in the movie Castaway. He was also in the movie The Terminal, and he was also in a really great movie was Road to Perdition. But The Fugitive was a great movie, but that was Harrison Ford. Okay, I'm going to do 3 more questions, and then we'll move on to the Ghost of Gettysburg. 3 more questions here. Okay, Poppy Show. I think you might get this. Actually, everybody should get this here. Here we go. Multiple choice. Lennox Lewis was in this sport. A, boxing. B, football. C, basketball. Or D, soccer. Lennox Lewis was in this sport. A, boxing. B, football. C, basketball, or D, soccer? Okay, 3-second warning. All right, I'll call time here. The correct answer is, we all three got it right. A, Lennox Lewis was a boxer, famous boxer. Really class act guy. I like Lennox Lewis, one of my favorite boxers. Okay, moving on. Next question. Multiple choice here. Major League Baseball has one team in Canada. What team is it? A, the White Sox. B, Padres. C, Twins. Or D, the Blue Jays. Major League Baseball has one team in Canada. What team is it? A, the White Sox. B, the Padres. C, the Twins. Or D, the Blue Jays. Oh. Okay, I'm going to call time's up. Sarah, all right, Nate Dogg got his answer in. All right, the correct answer is D, the Toronto Blue Jays. They used to have the Montreal Expos, but then they moved to Washington and became the Nationals. The only baseball team left in Canada for the Major League Baseball is the Blue Jays in Toronto. Okay, I'll do a couple more questions and we'll move on to Ghost Stories of Gettysburg. All right, here we go, guys. 3 more on tap. 3 more questions on tap. Multiple choice. Which of these countries is not in Central America? Which of these countries is not in Central America? So you have to guess the country that's not in Central America. A, Costa Rica. B, Honduras. C, Colombia. D, El Salvador. Which of these countries is not in Central America? A, Costa Rica. B, Honduras. C, Colombia. Or D, El Salvador? Which country is not in Central America? All right, 3-second warning. Get your answers in. Get your answer in. And I'm going to call time. Donut Toys and Games is the last one to get an answer in. The correct answer is C, Colombia. Colombia is in the very northern part of South America, right near Central America. But Colombia is not a Central American country. It is in South America. Costa Rica, Honduras, El Salvador are all Central American countries. But Colombia is in South America. Okay, here's another geography question. All right, here we go. Multiple choice. Which of these countries is not in Africa? Which of these countries is not in Africa? A, Yemen. B, Sudan. C, Egypt. D, Morocco. Which of these countries is not in Africa? A, Yemen. B, Sudan. C, Egypt. Or D, Morocco? 3-second warning. Get your answers in. Okay, I'm going to call time. The correct answer is from Donut Toys and Games and the Poppy Show got it. Yemen. Yemen is just below Saudi Arabia and across from like Ethiopia, Somalia. But Yemen is not a country in Africa. Sudan, Egypt, Morocco, all three of those are countries in Africa. Okay, last question, and we'll move on here to Ghost Stories of Gettysburg. Let me get my drink here. Okay, here we go. Bo Jackson played in 2 sports. This is true or false, okay? So it's an easy one, just true or false. Bo Jackson, wait, should have known maybe next one. Yeah, well, here's your chance, Nate Dogg, okay? True or false question. Bo Jackson played in 2 sports, football and basketball. True or false? Bo Jackson played in 2 sports, football and basketball. True or false? I'm going to 3-second warning. Okay, I'm calling time. I got one Donut Toys and Games got it in before I called time. The correct answer was false. It was football and baseball that Bo Jackson played in. Bo Jackson played for the Raiders, and I'm trying to remember if it was Oakland or Los Angeles Raiders at the time. But at any rate, he played for the Raiders in the NFL, and he played for the Kansas City Royals, but he didn't play basketball. He had a bad injury, and that was it. It was so sad. He was playing for the Raiders, and someone tackled him on the sideline, and as he was running forward, they put my hands where you could see it. They grabbed his leg, and they jerked back as he was going forward, and it just tore up his ligaments in his knees and his hips, and it was a wrap, and he had to retire early. But yeah, Bo Jackson played in for the Kansas City Royals football and baseball. So the answer was false. Okay, let me just wrap this up, and we're going to get into a really fun topic here. I got 4 people I put in the video here that got the answer. Oh, wait. Oh, Sarah. Yeah, okay. Any rate, I got the trivia winners here. I'll put in the trivia winner shout out video, and no worries, I'll be doing an honorable mention roll call a little later. So if you stick around in the show, you'll still get in the shout out video because I will call a honorable mention roll call. Okay, next on tap here. Here's what we got. The Ghost of Gettysburg be this topic here. This is going to be kind of interesting. First, I'm just going to read this here real briefly. It's not that long about Gettysburg to kind of give you a better understanding why there's all these ghosts and spirits and stories of stuff going on there. Is Gettysburg was the site where the Confederate and Union armies clashed on July 1st, 1863. The battle was a 3-day bloodbath that would change American history forever. When the cannon smoke cleared, the Union soldiers had won, but nearly 5,000 horses and 50,000 men lie dead or dying. Many of the Confederate soldiers have never received a proper burial. Now they're more than 14 decades later. There's several reports of these unsettled spirits that may be still in Gettysburg. What happened with the Confederate soldiers is at those times, they didn't have the machinery. We're talking around the 1860s here, 1863. And then the troops were always trying to move on each other. So a lot of the dead bodies were left there, and the Union left the Confederate bodies there for I believe some of the bodies were left there for months before they had a proper burial. So these are some of the reasons that a lot of experts have come to how should I say this? They've come to say this is our understanding of why there's ghosts and spirits here. And there was over 50,000 people that died in that battle alone in 3 days. A few things here on the ghosts of Gettysburg. Some places around Gettysburg that have had numerous reports of hauntings. One is called the Jean Wade House, of being a haunted house. It's on Baltimore Street in Gettysburg. And a number of stories have come out where there's been hauntings there. Another one is the Gettysburg Hotel. Let me read this to you here. Several spirits continue to roam Gettysburg Hotel. It was a hospital during the Battle of Gettysburg in the Civil War. And where is it here? Oh, and it's been lots of stories of ghosts roaming around through this hotel for a lot of people that have come to stay there. All right, what do we got here? Oh, this is a good one, and I'll get into this. There is actually a Gettysburg College, okay? And during the Civil War, this college, I believe there's 3 or 4 buildings there, this Gettysburg College, it was used as a hospital for the soldiers during the war. And one of the stories go, there was 3 people, and this, gosh, I want to say this might have been around the 1950s or 60s or so. But anyway, 3 of the staff members were working late at this Gettysburg College. So they get on this elevator and they hit the button for the first floor, the main floor. They were up on the 2nd or 3rd floor, it is, to come down and leave for the day. Well, lo and behold, the elevator goes all the way down to the basement level, and the doors open up, and there's a bunch of people there, and the people on the elevator, they were soldiers, and someone was on, oh, welcome back. Somebody was on the table getting operated on. Well, these were all ghosts and spirits. And they kept hitting the button in the elevator, and the doors wouldn't close and go up for about 15 seconds. And finally, the doors closed and went back up. And they ended up calling, I believe it was the campus police or security there. And then when they went back, the basement was empty. And that was a story from 3 people at the Gettysburg College. And there's been other stories of spotted ghosts and spirits around the Gettysburg College. That's another haunted place around Gettysburg. What else do I got here? Oh, okay. This is a bridge in Gettysburg called Sketches Bridge. And a number of stories have come out where they have seen, how should I say, a spirit, a ghost, and it's in the form of a soldier on Sketches Bridge. Well, the history with Sketches Bridge is there were 2 Confederate Army, or the Confederacy soldiers that tried to flee after the first day of battle, and they caught them. The Confederate Army caught these people that were desertion. That's the word I'm looking for, who deserted the Confederate Army. So when the Confederacy caught them, when they tried to desert the Confederate Army and take off with the first day of the Battle of Gettysburg, they took these 2 soldiers and they hung them on Sketches Bridge. And there have been numerous stories of seeing one of these Confederate soldiers from different people on the Sketches Bridge. So that's another haunted spot in Gettysburg. Devil's Den is another spot in Gettysburg that they've had several sightings of ghosts there in Devil's Den. Let me flip through this here. 2 other places was a Farnsworth House Inn and a tavern that they had there. Let me get into this part here. This is interesting. Let me read this to you here, and then I'm going to get some video clips, a couple more things to talk about with the ghost of Gettysburg. Okay. This is from the Washington Post newspaper in July 14th, 2016. A editor there spoke with one of the Gettysburg National Park Rangers who oversee the Civil War battlefield, the park. And it's about 2 or 3 times a year, the Gettysburg National Park Service gets packages and boxes mailed back to them from people who have gone and toured the park and the battlefield, and they've taken rocks and other memorabilia from the Gettysburg Park, mainly the rocks, and they have claimed to had years of bad luck. And they always will send these rocks back to the Gettysburg National Park Service and say, can you please put these back where they belong? I'm sorry for taking them. I've had just tremendous bad luck. And I could go into some of these stories here, but it says here, Gettysburg warns visitors, don't take our rocks, unless, of course, you want to be cursed. That's kind of an eerie feeling right there. So I guess if you ever go out to the Gettysburg National Park there in Pennsylvania, don't take their rocks. That could be true, but they did an article in the Washington Post about it. And yep, the park rangers get packages and boxes mailed to them, back to them because of it. Okay, let me get into a couple good stories here, and I'm going to drop some video clips here in the chat room, everybody. All righty, just set this aside. Okay, here's a good one, and after I get done reading this real briefly, I'll get the video clip for you guys to watch. On July 6, 1990, a guy named Brad Kringle, I think it's Brad Kringle anyway, was driving through Gettysburg and saw a group of Civil War Union soldiers marching in a field. He pulled over and started filming them with his video camera. Brad filmed them for a few seconds, and when he moved in closer to get a better shot of the Union soldiers, they just disappeared in this field within seconds. At first, Brad thought the group of Civil War soldiers were a reenactment group, that these soldiers were actually people. They have people come out and reenact these Civil War battles, and he thought they were a group out there doing practice. So he got his old video camera, like a VHS tape camera, to go out and film them. But as he filmed them marching for a few seconds, he started walking closer to get a closer shot, and they disappeared. Well, lo and behold, the Gettysburg Park Ranger Office confirmed that no one was scheduled that day. They didn't have anybody out there practicing, marching, the reenactors. So I have the clip. I'll show you here. It's a very short clip, and it's from the Discovery Channel. It's the Ghost Lab show, and he talks about what happened, and he shows the video clip of these group of Union soldiers marching in the field, and this was in broad daylight. Let me punch this in here, and I'm going to put it in the chat room, so give me 1 second. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of creepy, though, I tell you. And then the guy seems pretty credible with the story. Okay, let me see if I can get it. Oh, hold on here. See if this pulls it up. Okay, here it is. Let me pull this up. I'm going to drop it in here for you guys. It's a minute. Somebody got the clip from the TV show, put it on YouTube. I'm going to drop it in here right now. Okay, here we go. All right, this video clip, it's about a minute, and the guy talks about what happened, and they show the short video clip. Like I say, he saw this group of soldiers marching in the field, and he pulled his car or truck over and grabbed his video camera. This was in 1990 when they had the old big VHS cameras you put on your shoulder. So he got out and he filmed them very briefly, but when he started walking towards them, they just disappeared, and they show the video clip. And then on top of that, he went back to the park ranger's office and asked them, did they have any reenactors out there, you know, people reenactors are people that dress up like these Civil War soldiers, and they'll do reenactments of the Civil War for like a 4th of July parade, Memorial Day, Labor Day, but nobody was out there. So this is something that's been totally unexplained. It's kind of creepy, but it's a very short video clip. I put it in the chat room for you guys to check out, one of the ghost stories from Gettysburg. And now this other one I like to talk about here with Gettysburg. There is a YouTube video where a guy parks his truck on the side of a road at nighttime and starts filming an area of Gettysburg. There's like a couple old cannons there on the side of the road where there has been numerous reports of ghosts. And the guy said this is one of his, when he spoke to the park rangers there, they said this is a spot where numerous people have said there's been ghosts. So anyway, he pulls his truck over to the side of the road and he starts filming. And I think it's like 20 minutes into sitting there with his buddy. It's 2 guys in the truck. A Confederate soldier, a Confederate looking soldier, walks up to the cannon and on the road and looks at him and then turns around and goes back down the field into the trees. It's pretty creepy. Let me bring it up and I'm going to drop it in here in the live chat for you guys. Where is this here? Okay. One sec, just typing this in and I'm going to put this in the chat window here for everybody. Okay. See if this is it. Okay, here it is. I'm going to copy this and put it in the chat room. Oh, this ad here. This video is 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Okay, let me put it in here if anyone's interested in looking at this. So anyway, those are a couple real interesting ghost stories out of Gettysburg where they have video, and there's just been a number of stories about these ghosts in Gettysburg. There's a guy who wrote a few books called Ghost Stories of Gettysburg. I think it was Mike or Mark Nisenbent, but if you go on Amazon, you type in Ghost Stories of Gettysburg, you'll see the 2 or 3 books there. And I want to say it was back in like 2004 or 5. I heard this guy on a late night talk show, a radio show, an AM radio show, was called Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie and Art Bell. And he talked about his book and different stories at Gettysburg. And he has a few books. The one story I remember him saying on the show, I couldn't find any clips for it on YouTube, but at any rate, this guy Mark who wrote this book said there was these 2 guys, and this is illegal to do unless you get authorization. They decided to go camp out on one of the battlefields of Gettysburg where they had the pickets charge. And so they set up a tent and they snuck in there just before dark, and they were going to camp out there, and they got a little bonfire pit. Well, lo and behold, as they were sleeping, it was like 3 or 3:30 in the morning. All of a sudden, they heard all this marching. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, soldiers marching. And they said, we were literally scared to death to leave our tent. We heard people talking and marching. And when we looked outside our tent, he said, we couldn't see anything. And the guy said they had a couple of bicycles, and one of their bicycles, the rims on it was bent when they got out the next morning. But talk about creepy, is a warning. I guess you would not want to camp out on the battlefield there of Gettysburg. But there's just so many ghost stories that have come out of Gettysburg National Park where they've had these terrible battles in the Civil War. And like I said, let me go back to this again. This is, was it? Yeah, around 50,000 people died in just 3 days in that one battle alone at Gettysburg. So, in the other sad thing was during those times as well, unlike today, they didn't have the type of medicines and everything we did. If someone got shot in the arm or the leg, or someone, caught a blow from a bayonet, they would give somebody a little bit of alcohol and hold them down on the table and cut his leg or arm off to keep them alive. There was no anesthesia and that type of stuff, so it was very brutal. What war, especially what happened in that Battle of Gettysburg. So I could have an understanding why there's some of these spirits and ghosts going around now, whether they don't want to go to heaven or they haven't accepted death and they're still there. Those are just unexplained things that have happened. But the one thing that hasn't been unexplained is just how many ghosts and spirits have been reported at Gettysburg. Now, there is one other video, but I don't want to show it. It's on YouTube. I'll tell you about it because I've read conflicting comments in the video itself about it being fake and not a genuine video. A guy sets a camera up on the side of a road and there's a field, and all these soldiers, they're like ghosts, right at dawn start walking across this road from the field. But it could be a setup too, where they set up like one of those in focus projectors into the tree line where the camera doesn't show it, and they're just projections of people coming across. So that there are true and genuine stories reported about ghosts in Gettysburg, but unfortunately, just as much as there's a lot of BS where people make stuff up as well, especially when it comes to ghosts and UFOs. There's genuine stories and happenings and things that have happened, but there's just as much, if not more, people with BS stories for different reasons they put out there. But it's no question at all that Gettysburg is a very haunted place. Before I move on to the next topic, did anybody want to have a question for me or want to say anything about the ghost over there in Gettysburg? I got the 2 video clips in there you could take a look at. No? I'll get a sip of my Snapple here, and we're going to move on to some fun topics. Okay. All right. First fun topic here. Let me put it where I can read this. Okay, this will be bad TV shows. And what I wanted to talk about, it came to my mind, are just any TV show, okay, that you felt was just that bad or terrible after watching one episode or a couple episodes. And I'm just curious to hear from you why you feel the show was so bad, whether it was the acting or it's just the whole plot, the story. But I'm going to give you 2 examples here of really bad TV shows. The first one was a show called Detroit 187. 187 means murder. Any rate, this show was on one year in 2010 and 11 on the ABC network. And the reason I felt it was so bad, and I live in Detroit, is that it was just so phony and stupid. And this character, this Dr. Louis Fitch, played by Michael Imperial, who was in The Sopranos, he gets a call. This is the very first episode I watch, about a guy holding 2 family members or people he knows hostage in a house. So Michael Imperial decides they're waiting on these hostage negotiators to come out. So he's going to hand this other police officer his gun, and he goes, "No, what? We don't have time for the negotiators. I'm going to go in there unarmed and talk to him." And he goes in and talks to this guy, and then the guy ends up giving him his gun, and then he surrenders himself to be arrested in this hostage situation. It's like there's no way in Shinola that any police department or detective is going to go walk into some house with an armed guy holding people hostage, unarmed, and say, oh, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go talk to this guy and I'm going to get him to drop his gun and turn himself in. And I was just like, this show is so phony baloney. And then two, it's like they had so much buzz when this came out in 2010. And I thought to myself, I'm like, is that the best thing you got for the city of Detroit, is to show everybody across the country on ABC Network that we're about murder and just crime? But anyway, that show was terrible, and they hyped it up for about a good month before it came on, and I was really geeked for it, and it was terrible. The other one, this is probably the worst one, I'd have to say, when I started thinking, was, I don't know if you remember this. You'll remember these two people, but there was a reality show on Fox, and in the last 2 years are on E! Entertainment Channel, called The Simple Life. And this is a series that a reality show that had Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie in it, and they go around taking like low-paying blue-collar jobs, from working on farms to working in a fast food restaurant, and they had like this motor home, and they travel around the country. And then Nicole Richie is Lionel Richie's daughter. And anyway, Paris Hilton's just an obnoxious idiot, putting it nicely for YouTube. And one episode I tuned in, I think it was the second season or something. I'm flipping through the TV, so I watched about 20 minutes of it. And Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are at these people's house. And I think they were on a farm doing work or something. But anyway, they said, hey, would you guys care to go to Walmart with us and help us get some shopping done? And then Paris Hilton looks at Nicole Richie. They say, like, what is Walmart? Yeah, I never heard of Walmart. Because they tried to portray that they were these rich, spoiled city people. And come on. You know, that's the biggest bunch of crap. You don't know what Walmart is and where Walmart you never heard of Walmart. But the whole show, just making my point, was so phony. It was so stupid. It was a quick cash grab, that reality show with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, The Simple Life. It was just awful, terrible. I don't know what else to say on it. But those are two TV shows that I felt were really, really bad. And I'd like to hear from you guys if there's a TV show, whether it was a series or a reality show, whatever, that you felt was really terrible. And it could be for whatever reason. Maybe they hyped up the dang show for a few months and you really got excited to watch it, and you watch it and you're like, man, this is garbage. Or just the acting is that bad. Oh, hi, Clawx. Right now I'm on the topic of really bad TV shows. And I'm just asking everybody if there is a TV show that they remember watching that was just real bad and horrible, they didn't care for. I brought up two examples. I didn't like The Simple Life. I thought it was just terrible, with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. And the other one was Detroit 187. It was on for a year. I think it's Dora. Oh, is that a TV show, Clawx, that was really bad? Oh, yep. Okay. Interesting. All right. I don't remember hearing about that one. It's Dora. But that movie, The Simple Life, was around like the mid-2000s. It did a few years on Fox, then went to E! With that Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton. All right, let me get a sip and we'll move on to our next topic. Misleading advertising. Misleading advertising. I got a story to tell you here. Okay. Next topic on hand here to talk about. Misleading advertising. All right. Back in the late 1990s, I saw an ad in the my Sunday newspaper, the Detroit News and Free Press. They would have a really thick section, all automotive stuff and real estate, you know. So I'm flipping through and I see an ad for a local Chevy dealership not too far from me. And the ad says, lease a brand new Chevy S10 for $125 a month and $1,000 down, plus tax and title and all that garbage. You know, so I'm like, that ain't bad. I was looking for a new vehicle at that time. At any rate, I go into the Chevy dealership, and the salesman there, he tells me, we don't have any of those trucks left that were in the ad. But he goes, for $1,000 down and around $175 a month, I could put you in one similar to that, in a truck similar to the one that's in the ad. So I said, even though I'm really getting pissed now, I said, all right. So I go in the back of the lot just to take a look. Now I wrote this down here. When I had the ad, the actual newspaper ad with me, and then right underneath the picture of the truck, where it says 1,000 down and 125 a month, and he's telling me he could put me in one similar to 175. What was it included with the truck? And then the ad said heat and air, cassette player with AM/FM radio, bench seat, 4-cylinder motor, and then it said something about the tires and the hubcaps, So I look at this truck, lo and behold, it's a black Chevy S10, nothing fancy, bench seat, had the cheap stock rims, had an AM/FM cassette player, had heat and air, and it was just a small 4-cylinder. So I asked the guy, I says, this is the same thing that's this truck here we're looking at. It's the same as in the ad. I don't see no difference. So let me see what I have written down here. Oh, this is what the guy tells me. The sales guy tells me the Chevy S10 pickup truck in the newspaper ad was a different model than the one we're looking at, okay? And I told him this truck is the same everything. And this is what I told him. I'll pass on your offer because I can't make an offer to your for what your dealership is advertising. And I wrote down my cell phone number on the back of his business card. He handed me his business card. And I simply said, here, when you get one of the trucks in that you're advertising for 1,000 down and 125 a month, call my cell phone number. I'll come there. I'll bring the money. We'll make the deal happen. And the guy went on to tell me some more nonsense. We already had scripted BS to tell me. So I simply just walked away and left. And lo and behold, that dealership, that Chevy dealership, called me like 3 times in the next 2 weeks, and they left me voicemails. I had a landline phone too at the time, and it was my cell phone. That was it, because it was one of my first cell phones. He called car dealership called my cell phone 3 times and said, "Hey, we have plenty of vehicles in stock. We have some trucks you might want to look at," but they didn't tell me that they had a Chevy S10 for 1,000 down and 125 a month lease deal. They weren't going to, give it to me. But misleading advertising is the whole point of the story I'm using, and it's a true story. It's that old term bait and switch, I believe they call it. But especially the car dealerships are notorious for that garbage. They'll advertise something in the newspaper, or online, and you get there and it's the same garbage. Oh, we sold that vehicle, or we don't have any more left in stock, but hold on, I could put you in one similar to it. It might be a little bit more money. That's a bunch of BS. You never, ever intended on selling one vehicle off that lot, or leasing one vehicle off that lot for $1,000 down and $125 a month. That's some misleading advertising to get people in there. But it didn't work for me. But I'm just curious, what I'd like to hear from you guys. I got 4 left in here. Have you ever had any experience or anything that comes to your mind as far as when it comes to misleading advertising? No? I'll move on to the next topic here. Okay. But at any rate, yeah, there's a lot of that goes on with the misleading advertising. Okay, this our next topic here I wanted to talk about. This is just in the news recently. It's the WWE ratings problem. This is just a week or so ago, and I got this off the WrestlingNews.com website because I've heard about this. But the overnight ratings are in for Friday's WWE SmackDown episode in Florida Performance Center in Orlando. Okay, the episode drew an average of 1.8 8-9 million viewers, which is down from last Friday's SmackDown episode that did an average of 1.9 million viewers. This marked the second lowest rated episode as a previous low back on July 3rd with 1.7 million viewers. I feel that the W good for a few reasons. Young people in their 20s have really taken more into the mixed martial arts. Oh, they're trying to reconnect. Connection is unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me on here? If you can give me a thumbs up or something. I just had a message that my connection was cutting out. All right, well, I'll keep going here anyway. And another one is I feel that me personally, these are just my opinions, why the WWE, the World Wrestling Entertainment, isn't doing too well. Oh, okay, thanks, Nate Dogg. Is I feel too much talking and just overdone fake storylines with the WWE, the World Wrestling Entertainment. There needs to be more focus on the wrestling matches and the characters and get people into it. Like, oh man, I can't wait to see John Cena take on, I'll just make up a name, the Spoiler, and to me, when the few times I've watched this SmackDown and Raw, half the dang show is just these people talking behind stage and these really Looney Tune type storylines. And that gets into my last reason why I feel that the WWE is really doing bad is that the CEO, Vince McMahon, is 74 years old, and I think it might be time for him to officially retire and let his son and daughter, or one of them, take over the WWE. They've just been doing bad for these few reasons. And now those reasons are my opinion, but I'm curious if anything you guys got to say on the WWE. Any of you watch that at all? The Monday Night Raw, or that, isn't it the Thursday Night SmackDown or Friday Night SmackDown, I think it is. And you guys care for that, the wrestling, the WWE? But anyway, their ratings are really tanking. They're doing very, very poorly. Put all my stuff here, my paperwork. Okay, well, not too much interest in WWE. That's fine. Next up, this is what is an interesting one I thought about here. The home repair scams, or home repair scammers. I call them the scammers, but it's also scams. The home repair scammers. Okay. I watched several YouTube videos that show these home repair service people trying to rip off the homeowners for lots of money. They do little to no work. Sometimes they break items and they tell people that they need a new one. Sometimes they don't even fix anything, and they'll want a bunch of money, and they'll make up fake problems so they can charge you a lot more money. One great example, I'll give you this, and then I have a few here, and I'll drop the videos here in the link with these home repair scammers, is that they've been a number of times where they've done these setups, and it's been a number of shows. I'm going to tell you about two of them in a minute from Inside Edition. But somebody will have an issue with, let's say, their furnace. So they'll call up one of these companies. They look up in the yellow pages, or actually they probably know more yellow pages, but they Google it, or they go online. So the company will come out, and and let's say all that's wrong is a quick fix of the thermostat. It needs to be shut all the way off, then click back on, or there's a little issue with it, and you're talking maybe a $40, $50 repair, the guy's service charge plus fixing a little thermostat. They'll come out and say, they'll claim to look at your furnace, and they'll say, oh, you need a whole new furnace. You're talking about $1,100 for new furnace and $300 for installation. And really all it was is a $40 repair, but that's another great example of these home repair scammers. And then one video from YouTube from Inside Edition, both these are, shows what they do is they stage a fake problem in their air vents. So they call up all these. This is a hot thing. A lot of these companies and these scammers are advertising air vent cleaning. And then what they do is they have all the ductwork. That's the ductwork through your house, where your heat and your air conditioning go through. And they have these people clean it up. And what they do is they start calling up these companies to see who's honest and dishonest. And a lot of these employees come out and they don't even clean anything in there. And the minute what they do is they say, okay, and we look up and they start going through the house looking at the air vents, and they go up in the attic. And then they tell the homeowner, yeah, you got a lot of dust and dirt and this and that. We'll come in here, $350. Some were wanting $500 to clean your air vents. And they never needed the dang things cleaned in the first place. But it's like it's an easy, quick scam to make a lot of money. These people that claim to do ductwork cleaning or air vent cleaning. And that's something you really got to be cautious for. This one was another good one that I liked. In another video here on YouTube from Inside Edition, what they do is they go to check who's honest and dishonest with these home repair companies. And so they go out to their garage door, and in the garage door, towards the bottom where the door goes down, they put my two fingers. There's two sensors, and they got to shoot out like an invisible laser light or LED light it is to meet. Okay, so when they meet right here, what those sensors do, if anybody tries to, run under the door or something, it won't shut all the way. And if these two sensors, if one of them is just misaligned slightly, the garage door won't shut. And it's a very simple fix. A lot of times those sensors get banged up or kicked, and the repairman comes out with a screwdriver, and adjusts it and puts it back in alignment. And it should be no more than $40 or $50 just for the service call to come out and do it. So they get a couple of these garage door companies to come out, and one of them, what they do is they deliberately misalign the sensor. Sip a Snapple here. So they misalign one of these sensors. And the one company that came out first was honest, was Sears. And when Sears came out, Sears Home Repair, they came out and the guy says, no charge other than the $30 I have to charge for the service call to come out to your place. He said all it was is a sensor. He goes, I took the screw, aligned it right. But then they got a few of these companies come out and they say, oh, you're going to need a $600 new unit, your garage door unit. And one company says, well, not only that, but he says your rollers and this and that, your garage is bad. And they wanted like $1,500 for a whole new door and to put in a new garage door opener, tried to charge the homeowner for that. Man, I tell you, there's a lot of these home repair scammers. One more here to tell you about, and this is from Inside Edition, and it's on YouTube as well. What they do is they get a house that has a very minor issue with the shingling. Nothing that's a major repair, and it shouldn't be any more than $400 to $600. So again, a few roofers come out, and then when they go up on the roof, they look at the roof and they come back down and they quote around like $350 to $600. A couple of them that are really honest, but then they get a couple else out. And this one roofer that came out, this is so funny. They filmed this guy and he didn't know about it. So he comes out with one of these tape measures, and he had this like cell phone camera, and he didn't even get up on the damn roof. All he did is he took his tape measure and measured up on the roof there. He put it up to the roof from the ground, and he took 2 or 3 pictures, and he comes back in and he tells the lady, yeah, your shingling, all your shingles need to be stripped and come off. You need a whole new job done. And that repair will be about, I think it was $5,000, or no, 10 grand I have written down here. Yeah, 10 grand. You wanted 10 grand to tear off all these shingles on the roof, and the shingles were fine. It was one minor little issue they had up there. And then the stinking guy didn't even get up on the roof. Anybody giving an estimate or quote, especially with roof repair, when I was watching the show, they have to at minimum go up on that roof. But yeah, that's one of those things I'm sure you've probably heard about. And I'm just curious if any of you guys have had this happen to you or anybody you know where they had these home repair scammers, whether it's heating and cooling people for the furnaces, garage door, dishwasher, or roofing? Anybody? No? Okay. But it was something interesting worth talking about here, these home repair scams and scammers. Okay, I got a few more things on tap here. Okay, I think it was Microm who asked me about possibly doing a story time. So anyway, here's a couple interesting stories that I thought about, and I'll put it in the show here as well. A quick note. I did do a video a couple months back, funny stories worth hearing about. And these are actual funny stories that happened in my lifetime that I share in this video. But let me bring up these two here because I was asked about a story time. These are a couple interesting stories that you'll probably get a kick out of listening to. Years ago when I was working at a car dealership, I worked at a car dealership years ago. My service department manager, he had a big pile behind his dumpster of exhaust pipes and mufflers and crap. So he decides he's going to get this. It's like a propane tank, and it's on this big cart, with a blowtorch. And he's going to cut it up so he can throw this crap in the dumpster and get it in there and throw it in without these long pipes from up to down, sticking out. He wanted to cut them up and put them in. And at that time, I was working as an auto porter and a lube tech where I did oil changes and moved cars around. So he goes back there with these two propane tanks strapped to this cart with the blowtorch. And so he starts cutting up the exhaust pipe and the muffler and everything like that. And what does he do? He doesn't let it sit there for a few hours, okay? He starts pitching it in the dumpster. And oh, well, thank you for coming. So as he's cutting up these exhaust pipes and the mufflers and all this crap with this blowtorch and he's throwing it in the dumpster, what are they? They're red hot. All of a sudden, I'm in the back of the dealership and I look up and it looked like the whole damn shop bay was on fire. He caught this. It was one of these dumpsters that went, it was not like the lids come up on the thing. It has like a little section where you dump stuff in, and then it had like a compactor that pushed it. That damn thing caught fire, and he had ran back in the shop to call 911 to get the fire department out there. And I'm way in the back of the dealership. I was doing something with the cars, and I look up. I'm like, what in the world? Where's all this smoke? And I'm like, oh my God. I figured maybe some car caught fire in the shop bay. But no, it was a big dumpster fire got out of control, and then the fire department had come out. Luckily, we had one of those real big red fire hydrants in the back of our car dealership lot that they plugged into. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. They plugged the fire hose in there. I had to get a drink of my Snapple lemonade here. So the fire department came out. They plugged that hose into the hydrant and put that big fire out in the dumpster in the back of the dealership lot. But oh my God, he almost caught the whole back of the dealership. They had like these bay doors, the roll down doors, and one was near that dumpster fire. One of the techs came over there and shut that door to keep that fire from blowing in there. It was a little bit windy out, but oh my God. It's just one of those funny things that happen. It was like, oh my God, you knucklehead, you cut that up. All that stuff is red hot. I mean, red hot. When you're using that blowtorch, you don't chuck that crap in a dumpster right away. Or if you do have to put it in the dumpster, bring a hose out and cool it and wet it down. Anyway, yeah, I almost got the whole back of the dealership on fire doing something dumb like that. One other interesting story here. You're going to like this one. It's a good story. This is from the 2010 Detroit Auto Show I was working at here in Detroit, Michigan. They have the International Auto Show. So anyway, let me read this so I get this correct here. Oh, that's it. The company of Lexus at this time, and I was working at the auto show. They had a big flat screen wraparound TV setup where it's almost like that size you see in a movie theater, but it's not just flat across. The thing curved, and it went all the way around the display where they put out the new Lexuses for the people to go check out. And the screen would show a car, my finger, I'll use my pen, as the car drives and it goes down, as well as people. It was really like a really cool, like 3D image, lifelike wraparound screen. At any rate, this is the funny part of this story. 3 days before the start of the auto show, the official start, because they come in about 2.5 weeks before to get everything set up for this big international auto show. Lexus, this flat screen stopped working. So Lexus calls out these local repair guys to come out and work on this flat screen and get this fixed. Well, they're out there for part of the day, and they end up finding out these local guys, they couldn't figure out what in the world was wrong with this screen and why it wasn't working. So I can remember it was Sony or Samsung or what the manufacturers was of the screen. But long story short, Lexus had to call some people out in the state of California and fly them out to Detroit, Michigan overnight. So they had to pay for their plane tickets. And I don't know what, some of the other money was involved. They get these guys out here overnight to get this screen thing working again in time for when the auto show opens up for the public. Now, this is the good part. When they come out, this group of repair people, each of them was getting $500 an hour to work on this thing and get it up and working. Well, when they show up, they're about to go in and work on it, and they get stopped. These repairmen are not union. In the UAW, which is the United Auto Workers, everything has to be union when people work in there. And if they're not, they have to get with the UAW, and the UAW gets a percentage of what everybody charges. Now, I don't know the percentage. Let's say it's 12%. So if they're getting $500 an hour, UAW gets 12% of that hourly rate, or if it's paid on a flat rate. So anyway, they showed up, and it was about another 2 or 3 hours before they could come in and even work on the damn thing, because the UAW people came there and made a stink, say, hey, you're not bringing some non-union workers in here last minute behind our back to go work on something. Then these Lexus people, they got really pissed, and they're like, well, wait a minute. This is something that went wrong, and we have to have this up and working. So they went back and forth. It was kind of funny, but $500 an hour they got in. They did get the damn screen working again just before the start of the auto show, but everybody got their chunk of money, man. But money's not a factor for these automotive companies when it comes to these international auto shows. They changed it recently, but it used to be for years. They'd start in Detroit, go to Chicago, and I think LA and Dallas and a few other spots where they, show all the new models of the vehicles each year. But now this year with that virus outbreak, they're not having these international auto shows. I went to, what was it? Oh, the Detroit Autorama. And it was an auto show for classic and custom cars. But that was like about, 2.5 weeks before that virus outbreak. I think it was towards the end of February. I got the video on my channel. What I did with that is I brought my digital camera in, and instead of walking around and filming that and having all these people in the video, I just mostly went around, and I think I took close to 100 pictures. It's in my YouTube channel, Detroit Autorama. But anyway, that was a funny story that I thought was worth sharing, that all the money was spent and what happened with with Lexus and this big ass TV thing they had set up. I guess it's one of those things, sometimes when I don't want to say the word, but SHIT goes wrong, it goes wrong. I got a few more things here before we do some general conversation and wrap it up tonight. Some news stories. Oh, this one you'll find interesting here. A sealed copy of the Super Mario Brothers game auctioned for a record of $114,000. This is from July 13th, 2020. This is I'm reading it right here, so my eyes might be looking down. But at any rate, a sealed copy of the 1985 Nintendo game set a new record. And there was something with this game. Oh, here it is. Let me just flip this over. Heritage Auctions said the copy of the Nintendo Entertainment System game was considered especially rare because it was part of a short production run with cardboard hang tab underneath the plastic, a feature found shortly after Nintendo started using shrink wrap instead of stickers to seal boxes. So I guess for a short time, Nintendo used to take like the sticker around the top and bottom of the box and seal it. And for a short time, they just put shrink wrap around it. So it makes it very rare. At any rate, this record, what was it here? Heritage Auctions. Yeah, $114,000 this game went for. Let me show you here. This isn't black and white because I printed this up on my printer at work. But let me see. If you could, I'm sure you could see this right here. But that's the Mario Brothers game that got $114,000 right here because it was brand new and sealed. Now, what this is here, if you're not aware, a lot of times, like with baseball cards and this is like the certificate of authenticity, basically, when they put this sticker on it and it's sealed, and this plastic cover protects the actual video game that's still brand new, shrink wrapped. And this is like collectors. Comic books they do a similar deal with. But I went, holy cats, $114,000 for a freaking video game. Now, if someone wants to pay it, God bless them, you know. Oh, what else we got on tap here, everybody? Oh, here we go. This is a kind of an interesting story. Father and son find a World War II bomb while magnet fishing. This is from July 9th, 2020. Where is it here? Okay. A British man magnet fishing with his 6-year-old son ended up calling police when they reeled in an object identified as a World War II era bomb. Ben Austin said him and his son were magnet fishing and some bridge. And when they casted down their magnets, it's usually like on a rope, they pull it up and they weren't sure what it is. And when they got it up there, they could tell by the markings it was a World War II bomb. They called 999. I guess that's like the 911 over in England. And when they called them out there, the police came out and they identified it as a undetonated World War II bomb. So they had to get the bomb squad out, and the bomb squad ended up detonating the bomb. And unfortunately, it said here that the guy's name, Ben Austin, said that he's out $25 now for his magnet. He bought that magnet because they didn't want to take the magnet off that bomb. They just cut the rope there when the bomb squad came out. So he said he lost a $25 magnet. But wow, I guess there's places like that, you know, probably throughout Europe, even into Russia, where there's some of this World War II explosive stuff that might have been untouched, especially in the water. So anyway, yeah, they found that bomb. Well, the Germans bombed around there, was in the Second World War, I believe, a lot of England right around there. So yeah, they found a World War II bomb while magnet fishing. I don't know if I would want that thrill, you know. Oh, here we go. Next up on tap here. ABC News. This is from July 20th. Okay. Murders in Mexico, especially of women, grow during the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. Let me read this from this article. And this is a big warning on traveling to Mexico right now. Mexico City, the number of homicides in Mexico has grown during the new coronavirus pandemic, including 9.2 spike in killing of women, according to government figures released Monday. The data for the first half of 2020 showed homicides increased 1.9% to 17,982 as compared to 17,653 the same period in 2019. Activists have long worried that the increase is because of the confinements of families in their homes, and they did grow in 2020. However, it says here, some experts, meanwhile, had hoped the lockdown caused by the coronavirus would limit the amount of drug gang activity that is a major cause for the violence and death in Mexico City. But Monday, the Defense Department released an analysis saying a video from the drug cartel shows just the opposite, that it's booming and doing real well. The unfortunate part is a lot of these people are dying, especially women there. And in another one I have here in the article, is a long article from ABC News, but Mexico security analyst, the facts that these things occur time and time again shows the structural weakness of the Mexican government. That is what we should be talking about. So a lot of the analysts say the reason all these murders are up and kidnappings and especially women being killed down in Mexico is the government, is who they're blaming. And I'm going to get into that in just a second in this article. My Snapple here. Okay. All right, here we go. The federal security forces, the Army, Navy, and the newly created National Guard in Mexico, so many of their duties are outside of law enforcement that it would appear to leave them short-staffed to address the problems of the warring drug cartels. For example, 50% of the 173,776 available non-administrative, non-support staff of the 3 federal forces currently assigned to non-crime fighting duties. That means that, where is it here? Yeah, the most of them in these 3 services, the Mexican Army, Navy, and the National Guard, are being assigned to non-crime fighting duties, and that's a big cause of the spike of the killings, the murders, the kidnappings. Officials reported 12.1% increase in street-level drug dealing cases during the first 6 months of the 2020 year. So it's been up 12% overall in the first 6 months of 2020, the drug dealing cases. So anyway, let me flip this over. There was also another story I saw. There was a great channel. No, I'm sorry, not channel, a show. There's a great show called Vice. It's on that HBO channel. And then I think they got their own cable channel now. They do documentary stuff. But it showed that they have lost a lot of people big time in Mexico for like Cancun and Acapulco with tourism because of the drugs and the gangs and how things work there. I mean, I saw, was it one episode of that Cops years ago? They were in Cancun, and some kids got caught drinking in the street, and they said that they had to pay like a $1,200 fine, or they could be in jail up to 6 months before they're able to have a trial or a hearing. And things just operate differently down there. But it sounds like it's mostly these drug cartels are just really, they control a lot of these northern cities. But now in Mexico City and that, they're putting out a big warning for people not to come there because the murder rate is really going sky high in Mexico, and a lot of it's being attributed to the drug cartels. I believe that's all I got on tap here for tonight. I'll mention again, if you guys have a suggestion for my next live broadcast, like a topic or even a criticism, whatever, or you have a question for me, I do have an email address now that is specifically just for my YouTube channel. It is infospot411@yahoo.com. That's infospot411@yahoo.com. And you can get that email address just by going on my about tab on my YouTube channel homepage, and I got it in there right there. If you guys want to email me anything, if you got a suggestion on the show or want to ask me a question, whatever, I set up a separate email just specifically for my YouTube channel. I like to thank, I got 4 people left here. For everybody that showed up tonight, thank you for coming. I'll see Saturday if I can possibly come on live Saturday, but it's with my work schedule. I mostly work nights. I'm off work tonight, but that's why I do the late night show. But I enjoy to have fun. You know, sometimes I might have a few people show up, or if I have 12 people, 20 people show up, whatever. I'm thankful for anyone that, you know, comes in here, helps supports my channel. And as always, if you guys here in the chat, if you're not subscribed to each other's channel, go check out each other's channel, subscribe to each other, watch a video or two, you know. Is there anything anybody would want to talk about or questions before I wrap up the show? As far as I always try to keep the last part of the show general conversation, whether you have a question for me or a topic that you might want to talk about, or my opinion on something. No? Well, with that being said, what I'll probably do is I'm going to end the broadcast here, everybody. It's about 2 a.m. in the morning. I want to thank you all for showing up, okay? And as I always like to say with most of my videos and my lives, stay safe and enjoy life until my next video. Oh, before I forget too, one more thing. I will get probably tomorrow afternoon or evening. I will get that trivia, the trivia winner shout out video, I'm sorry, with the trivia winners and everyone else in there. You know, I'll get you guys in there. I'll put you in here too as an honorable mention. I'll get you 1 second, Nate Dogg. I got to get this sheet of paper here and put in this YouTube channel. So I will get that shout out video done probably sometime tomorrow afternoon and get that up on my channel for you guys coming in here and participating in my trivia as well. I appreciate it. I'm just writing this down. UTILE. I'll get you in there as honorable mention. Okay. Oh, I got a question. What about when I got bullied on YouTube? Well, this is probably my best advice. Let me just move my chair. I'm gonna sit my Snapple again. I'm sorry, my throat gets dry doing this. Okay. Like I said before, if people don't respect you, okay, or you feel you're bullied, maybe you are bullied, maybe you feel you're bullied, but when people are mean and disrespect you, I'll put it like that, Nate Dogg, don't bother with their channel. In life, you're going to have a lot. You're going to encounter through work, through friends and everything else. You're going to encounter a lot of mean, nasty people. And what's always worked for me, I don't say always, but the vast majority of the time, I just have nothing to do with them. So if let's say this, Nate Dogg, for example, let's say I'm on someone else's YouTube live, okay, and somebody's making some nasty remarks to me, or, you know, trying to make fun of me or whatever, I won't take it to heart. I just look at it this way. I'm doing you the favor by showing up on your live. I just won't have nothing to do with you anymore. Now, if there's an issue, let's say somebody were to comment something nasty on your channel or your video, best thing to do is don't reply back to them. Just delete or remove their comment and move on. Life's too short. You know, I don't care. I'm sure there's people that'll watch this live, let's say, are part of it, and they'll laugh and make fun of me. You know, I don't care. I just keep on moving forward, and I just don't have time for that type of stuff with people. Another thing, people that talk about you, okay, and might make fun of you or put you down. That's another. I can't control what other people are going to say about me and what they feel about me. And not all the time it's going to be good. So I don't let it get to me when someone makes fun of me or what I do on my YouTube channel. And same with you. If someone puts you down for something that you do, your work on your YouTube channel or how you talk or how you are, just don't bother with them. But that's going to be part of life. You're just going to have mean and nasty people. You know, it's not nothing I can really do about it, but what I can do about it is how I react to it, how I respond to that. And the vast majority of time, this is what I do, and it works well for me. I don't bother with those type of people. Okay, yeah, when I was live streaming on StreamYard, I've been receiving dislikes and spammers and trolls have been impersonating my channel and make it look like. Okay, I'll just, there's a few different things you brought up here. Dislikes, okay. What was it I did? I'll tell you about me. I had a video I did a while back. It was just an informative video, all factual information, how to make money on YouTube. And in this video, and it's still on my channel, I talk about affiliated marketing. What was else I had in there? Oh, I talk about sponsorship. I talk about the policies concerning the YouTube merchandising, like when you hit 10,000 subscribers. Okay, I'll get to that. And then I also talk about I'm trying to remember here. It's real late in the morning. How to get your own merchandise without doing YouTube. Okay, so I mean the video was great as far as I'm concerned, and I got a lot of great feedback in the comments like, hey, I knew a lot about YouTube, but I didn't know about that you could do affiliated marketing with eBay and Amazon and all this stuff. But there was one guy who was, I was subscribed to his channel for a few months, Nate Dogg, okay? And this guy had a channel where he did that Madden sports football stuff. And he was really into it. I mean, he did his custom thumbnail to be like New Orleans Saints versus the New England Patriots, Breeze versus Brady. And he'd have the picture there, and then he would play the game for like a half hour. And I would watch his videos, and he subscribed to my channel. And you know me well enough. I'm a big Chicago Bears fan. I do support my Lions, but I like NFL football. Don't get me wrong. I love my NFL football. And so, at any rate, just wrapping up this point, he comments on my video, what in the hell is this SHIT about? You know, he goes, I thought you were just on my channel because you like my football games and what I'm doing with my YouTube. You know, you're just on YouTube to make money. And I could have had a discussion with him, you know. But when you hit me with that nasty of a comment and then he threatened me, he goes, I'm going to unsubscribe to your channel, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't take, 2 seconds to figure out. I'm just doing a video on how you make money on YouTube. I'm not just on YouTube just to chase money. You know, I do YouTube because this is something I enjoy, and I put a lot of work and effort into it, just like you do, Nate Dogg. We know with your video scratches, we're two different YouTube creators. But anyway, long story short, he took it the wrong way and he threatened to unsubscribe to my channel and said some nasty stuff. What did I do? I just removed his comment off my how to make money on YouTube video. And then I unsubscribed to his channel because he did unsubscribe to me and put it right out there and made some other threats to me. And I suspect he disliked a few of my videos. There's nothing I can do. My whole point of this story, if someone's going to dislike my live or one of my videos, then oh well, I just focus on putting out good content and doing what I enjoy and move forward. Not everybody's going to like me or what I do. And what was the other one here? 1 second. But other than that, I would like to say thanks. Okay. A troll who threatens you. Okay. That's a little different situation depending on what the threat is. Now, if it's somebody just making some nasty remarks about you, or threaten you in a sense like, hey, if you continue this, I'm going to unsubscribe to your channel. I'll do this or that. I don't let that get to me. I just won't have anything to do with them. Now, if it's something where they're threatening your life or a financial type of threat, then yeah, you want to contact YouTube. Like if someone threatens you and says, hey, because you did this and that, I'm gonna see to it that I get your channel shut down or something like that, then you would go a different direction with that type of threat. But most of the time, it's just people that have issues in their own life, or they got issues that they're so upset at something you did. Somebody who might make fun of you, okay, for what you do on YouTube. I mean, I'll just use me as an example. I'm sure there'd be some people that watch this video a couple months from now that's live and they're going to, make fun of me or poke fun of me. There's a few different reasons. One is a lot of people are jealous and envious in life. Okay. So when you do well and you have success at something, and it could be something that's just like your YouTube channel, there's going to be people out there. They always like to use the term haters, but there'll be people out there and they act like this and they do these type of things because why? They're jealous at what you're doing and how you're doing things and what your success is. So there's not too much you can do about that. Like I say, best thing to do, sorry, I'm stretching, is just avoid those people. Don't have anything to do with them. A troll threaten you. Well, best thing you could do with one of those things is make note of that YouTube channel. And a lot of times it's just it's all it can be is a threat. I mean, they really have to have a good reason to I would say YouTube, I'm sorry, let me say this slowly. YouTube has to have a really good reason, Nate Dogg, to shut down your channel, okay? Just because someone might make a threat, oh, I want to shut down your channel, or I'm going to do this or that. It doesn't work like that. It's pretty much just that. It's a threat, so if it's a certain YouTube channel username, just make a note of it and remove his or her comments, and if you feel need be, contact YouTube. But I don't let it get to you. A lot of times it's just a threat. Do you have a lot of mean and evil people out there? Now, if someone just simply makes fun of you because there's something they don't like and it's just that type of personality, I don't really consider that bullying, but I would consider it just somebody who's disrespectful and just a nasty person. If there's something, I'll put it this way. If there's someone on YouTube, okay, I'll take their YouTube channel and they're doing something on there that I don't care for, okay? I just mentioned the last live. I'll use this as an example. These like World Star and some of these YouTube channels that are similar to World Star, where they film these people in street fights and a couple of women getting in an argument and pulling each other's hair out, or some couple arguing in Walmart and they're sitting there with a camera. World Star. Oh, wow. I don't find that funny. I don't like it. So it's just one of those things when it comes to stuff I don't like, I'm not going to watch the channel. I'm not going to have nothing to do with. Some other people might try to, take it down. But yeah, I mean, I like what you do, your scratches. You did a couple of my videos and I thought it was kind of funny. So yeah, if someone doesn't like what you're doing, fine. Now, sometimes you can get constructive criticism. Like somebody might say, hey, this is good, but you might want to, do something else with it and mix up your content on your channel. Or, you might want to get a better camera. You're really doing great videos. However, you're using, like me, I have a Sony Handycam from 2009 I bought that's used. I'm sure if I got a high definition camera, I could do better. But constructive criticism, what I'm getting at, is not bad. And it could be something simple as somebody giving you suggestions or advice, when they watch your YouTube channel and say, well, why don't you think about doing this or think about doing that? That would be good. Or why don't you think about getting a better camera or so forth? What's this? Show or hide? What show? Host Taskmaster done. I'll just remove that. I'm not sure. I was it some channel here put some weird message in. I'm not sure what it is. I appreciate you coming though on my live. But anyway, wrapping this up, and then I'll wrap up the show here, Nate Dogg. So that's my advice or suggestion. Just don't have people, like I told you another thing too. If someone's disrespectful to you, whether it's on your video or the live, like they make fun of you numerous times, then just don't go on there. Now, sometimes in life, don't let it get to you either. You're going to have people there will be people that will make a joke about something you said or did, make fun of you. But hey, don't let everything go to heart. Because I've had several people, make fun of me. Like one of my problems in life is I'm not the world's best speller. But I tell you what, as long as I got Google there, I could type up a damn good report. Or if I got to do a paper, no problem. But off the cuff, I'm not the world's greatest speller. One of my weaknesses. So yeah, don't let it get to you, bother you. Any rate, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to, I don't know for sure yet when I'll do my next live, but I will say this. Tomorrow I will get, again, that shout out video with the people who participated via and you guys that were here for the show. I'll get that shout out video done tomorrow and get that put out there. Thank you again to everybody for showing up and coming on my YouTube live tonight, the late night show. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. Until my next live/video, as I like to say, stay safe and enjoy life. Have a good one, everybody.